So housing fraud is when a social housing is being unlawfully sublet, they've abandoned the property, or they're no longer using the property as their principal home. Or you can have false housing application, false assignment applications, or false succession applications. Due to social housing being in such short supply, it is very highly desirable due to the rents being quite low, and the tenancies are like a long-term tenancy, so they're like a lifetime tenancy. If the property is being unlawfully sublet or something, then it means that a person who is in need, or a family that's in need, they're then stuck in temporary accommodation for a longer period, often in one room, so they're very cramped conditions. So we've built really good, strong working relationships with our partners, which is really, really important for SAFs. Due to those strong working relationships with the partners, we've recovered a lot of properties, which then means because the properties are recovered, we can then get those people out of the temporary accommodation into those properties.
So one of our proactive approaches is that we conduct data matching. So we do that on a local scale and on a national scale. So this is to identify anomalies within the data, which allows us to prevent the fraud before it occurs, or also investigate the fraud once it's occurred. So a particularly interesting tenancy case that we investigated actually started out as a council tax allegation from one of our partners. And when we were investigating, we were able to identify that an unlawful sublet was actually occurring with a housing association that we didn't work with at the time. So by investigating, we were able to identify that there was a conspiracy to defraud the council and the housing association. And by using various techniques, we were able to identify that the tenant had moved elsewhere in the UK and that she had been subletting the property to a family member. So the tenant was interviewed under caution. When she terminated the tenancy, it enabled the housing association to put a mum and her 2 children from temporary accommodation into the property just before Christmas. They will be able to have that now as their permanent home.